Hey, I just wanted to say a quick word regarding IATSE. If you haven't heard of IATSE, IATSE, it's an American film union that represents film crews and below the line workers on film and television sets. The union is pushing for a number of labor demands. Studios are able to produce almost all of the content that we watch, film, television, streaming services, on the backs of these people and this union. And workers should not be exploited, especially to the degree that they are, for the benefit of our entertainment. I encourage you to take a look into the issue, and probably the easiest route would be to follow IA Stories on Instagram or on Twitter. IA Stories, IA_stories, for more information. I mean, if you love movies, if you love television and streaming content, you should know how these films are produced by talented and passionate human beings who are being exploited. That's it. You thought we were done with Catherine Deneuve? We were never done with Catherine Deneuve. Hey guys, welcome back to Pillbox Movies. I'm Hank. Today, we're going to be watching the 1983 horror film, The Hunger. This is a Tony Scott film. Tony Scott is a director I've never mentioned on this channel. For my personal tastes, I don't really like Tony Scott, but this isn't a Tony Scott film. This is the first Tony Scott film. The Hunger is about a doctor, I believe, entering into a polyamorous relationship with a couple of vampires. Awesome. The film stars David Bowie, Susan Sarandon, and Catherine Deneuve. We've been riding on the Catherine Deneuve hype train. Let's continue the ride all the way into the 80s with The Hunger. But before we begin, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more old, obscure, and art house films. Alrighty, let's watch 1983's The Hunger. MGM again? Oh god. Do I just do MGM films on this channel? Maybe. Aggressively 80s. Ooh, makeup illusions. We love seeing some practical effects. Tony Scott, along with his brother, got to start in kind of, I believe, in commercial filmmaking, shooting promos and commercials back in Great Britain. You definitely feel the influence here. I kind of like how it's definitely got that fast-paced cutting style, cutting on the flashes and stuff. But I also like the freeze frames that happen, evoking the snapshot of the camera. This is a Matrix aesthetic, but this is straight up the club in the Matrix. Hey, we saw you from across the room, and we just really like your vibe. All this leather. Yeah, you definitely get the sense that Tony and his brother did a lot of commercials, did a lot of music videos. She's still got it. An icon for every decade. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oof. Right on the dick. Oh, beautiful. Much, much better looking than the intro to American Psycho. I love Mary Harron. I think she does great work. Ooh! A further reference to Kubrick. To Barry Lyndon. Bum. Bum. This is a sign from the universe. 2 musical cues from Barry Lyndon. I guess I'm gonna watch Barry Lyndon again. Look at these 2 beautiful blondes. Jesus. Kissing in the shower, by the way, sucks. Why do they do this to these things in films? Make us believe things that just aren't appealing in real life at all. Ooh, they're gonna continue on, yeah. Yes, I know this piece.
He's manic, that's what's so strange.
I'm getting a real feel, actually. A feeling of, like, early Fincher in this stuff. I feel like Fincher might have really loved The Hunger and, like, used the stuff that the Scots were using for like, Seven.
He loved Betty. You thought he loved Betty.
Like, this looks like Seven to me. I mean, they both have a background in commercial film work, but I don't honestly know if they had any overlap during that time. Oh my god. The love of drapery that the Scots have. It's absurd. Don't know what to do with the scene. Put a veil on it. They really gotta find another cello piece to use.
These children are all 8, 9, and 10 years old, although they have the physical characteristics of someone in their 70s or even older.
It's the thing that Robin Williams has in Jack.
It's a terminal disease. The average life expectancy is about 16.
Tragic.
Yes,
It's amazing to see how many
the main
different
focus
ways
of our
Catherine
work at
Deneuve
Northwest
can
is to
look
try to reverse
beautiful
this process
across different
and actually
decades.
slow down this internal clock.
Just absolutely stunning.
Word immortality.
Gotcha. You look awful. What have you been doing?
None of your business.
There's a lot of classical pieces in this movie. I wonder if Bowie's actually playing. Does he know how to play the cello?
Forgive me.
He's one of those dour vampires. He's got an Edward Cullen energy going.
Oh, darling. Right?
My hair comes out in my hand. Look.
In some ways, this definitely feels like a first film for Tony Scott. It definitely feels like he's trying to fill up the movie with a lot of like years of build-up and ideas, and especially having a brother who's already charted a pretty profound and successful career.
It's not the kind of thing that you forget.
The absolute restraint, though, on Scott's part to cast his beautiful, beautiful characters in silhouette, to just like bathe them in shadows and chiaroscuro.
I'm sure you have thought about
Just remarkable restraint.
Who's it to be? Alice?
Miriam.
Do you understand? I'm a young man.
Yes. All right.
What an odd film career David Bowie had.
As soon as I...
Just of
15 minutes.
truly the definition of an eclectic selection of
I'll
films.
try.
The Man Who Fell to Earth,
Crazy.
The Hunger,
I have to go.
The Prestige, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Just strange movies.
Hi. Listen, I just had another nut wander into my office. Look, don't break his legs or anything, okay? He's quite harmless. Just let him sit there for a while, and he'll probably get tired and leave.
Sir, smoking is not permitted.
They did really good job on the makeup. This looks like how David Bowie would look like in the 2000s. Like, this is an absolute vibe. Holy crap. Zoomers would love this shit.
Effective age now, 85. Human equivalent, 129.
Wow.
Now watch this.
Millennials in 2020. Not your beautiful hair. Yeah, suck them off. I'm liking all these, like, as individual scenes or vignettes. I definitely get the sense, in terms of Tony's cutting at this point, his editing, that it is kind of like set piece on top of set piece on top of set piece.
It was great working out.
Dr. Roberts.
Yeah.
There definitely is less connective tissue between the scenes.
Beg your pardon.
You didn't believe me? You left me sitting there for over 2 hours.
Mr. Blaylock? Mr. Blaylock, please wait. You can't leave.
I'm liking a lot of the conceptual, individual elements of this movie, but Tony Scott is an editing nightmare.
She's not here. I told you. There's nobody here.
Well, maybe I could leave a note.
Don't eat your young friend.
I'll leave it on the piano, okay?
The darkness is helping with the prosthetics. The old Marvel CGI trick. if your CGI looks bad because you didn't give the animators enough time, put some rain in the scene. Have it happen in the dark. Ooh, I love that though. Replicating the veins,
You're not John's father, are you?
his blood network with the
Mr. Blaylock,
with
John's
streaks in the
father.
marble.
No, I'm just a friend. Why?
The pulmonary
Well, you've got
network.
the same eyes.
Yeah, that makeup looks good. A lot of good elements to this movie already. Looking a little bit like Wayland and Prometheus.
I've got this lalo tree I've been working on.
Please don't
Probably
eat
gonna
this
make a fool
young
of
girl.
myself, but you asked for it.
I think that would actually
Sea
be
mine.
That's right.
thematically interesting, though, in terms of
That's what John says.
the vampire
John.
narrative.
Play the Lala for me.
Oh,
Even if it is a little saccharine.
so Miriam wants to transform her. She's gonna
Sure
be
you're not John's father.
her next companion. That's what they were talking about before. So this is actually a strange and interesting relationship playing out in this scene, where John has this kind of attachment and affection for Alice, but also in a very, very vague way feels threatened by her and jealous of her youth, jealous of the propriety that Miriam seems to display for her. And on top of that layer, there's also just this hint of the predatory that he may exert or manifest his jealousy in killing her and drinking her blood. So all these kind of like different relationships at play simultaneously in this scene. And it's going just slowly enough for you to kind of feel and discover those feelings. And it like thematically fits into the vampire narrative, that this like obsession with youth and obsession with virginity and just young girls. There's just like a powerful predatory nature to the scene.
Forgive me.
Animalistically, sexually. Gone and killed that little girl, man. Miriam's gonna be pissed.
Joan?
Not exercising good discipline. Their apartment is enormous. They live in New York. I feel so depressed.
Joan?
Catherine Deneuve's still so young in this movie. God. She was like 24, 27 for Umbrellas of Cherbourg. So I guess she'd be like in her mid-40s in this.
You said forever. Never ending. Kiss.
Kiss me.
Kiss.
Swing the spinning step.
Yes, I was.
Think of me. I can like definitely see where Only Lovers Left Alive pulled like some of its tone and its freewheelingness. Oh, those shoes, Jesus, throwing me right back to Belle de Jour. Holy fuck. But I'm still just mad at how big this apartment is. Can you believe studios used to make movies like this? Even if this wasn't like commercially successful, even if it was critically panned. Just think that the studio allowed this movie to be made back in the day. Just such disparity between what a studio's goals were then and what its goals are now.
Lolia, this is John. Comfort him. All of you, all my loves.
Also, I know Alice is young, but Catherine Deneuve, by queen. her next companion, her next brood was going to be a girl.
Oh. Hello.
Instantly smitten.
Mr.
Breathes
Blaylock
hard and
came to the
bisexual.
hospital yesterday. I mean, we get so many cranks at the hospital, you know. Well, anyway, I feel
Oh, I didn't
terrible
even
about it, and
recognize that it was an
I'm
aunt.
very sorry.
I will concede that this movie, in terms of plot, is an incredible test of patience. We don't even get the three characters to meet each other within the first hour of the movie. Look at that fabric. Fuck. I must believe Tony Scott had a thing for fabrics. You can tell Tony Scott gets a hard-on from thread counts. There are some directors, or some artists, I'll say, audio-visual artists, who just understand the suppleness of skin, of flesh, meeting fabric, meeting light, in a way that us common folk will never comprehend.
I don't know why I'm here.
Their house is just stunning. Just what the fuck? I understand. It's a vampire movie. You gotta make the concession of vampires being rich and whatever, but their apartment is just like ridiculous. Look how much open space there is. And just keeping the entire place dark. What a flex!
It's one of my favorite too.
I can't believe how slow Catherine Deneuve speaks. It's just so seductive. I can't believe. I can't.
Cocktail parties at the Museum of Modern Art.
That is the most bi shirt I've ever seen.
Are you lonely?
No.
Oh my god. She's so beautiful.
Is it a love song?
No.
I told you. It was sung by two women.
Sounds like a love song.
And I suppose that's what it is.
I mean, it can't match Red River,
Are you
but
making a pass at me, Mrs. Blaylock?
very, very nice gay vibes.
Miriam?
I can't even explain the chemistry of Red River. You just gotta see Red River. Red River's not even two beautiful people connecting. It's like just fundamental chemistry. This is like playing on like certain dynamics that also play into beauty and curiosity and dominance and submission, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful presentation. But I gotta say, just as an advocate for Red River, that movie is an absolute display of chemistry in a way that has like nothing to do with aesthetics, like genuine human connection on a palpable chemical level. Yeah, this might have been too much for 1983. Holy fuck, this movie! What the fuck?
Stuck your tongue down the throat of somebody who loves.
My respect for Catherine Deneuve, like every single day, just it grows and increases. The fucking mirror in the bed, disgusting. How are people like this? How but rich people, though? Oh, that's so suggestive, the way that she's drinking her blood. Just filmed in the most oral fixation kind of way. They are... the male gaze of this, Tony Scott is absolutely filming this like... Oh god, not now, not now. Maybe you should just like kill your husband and live on a commune with your lesbian lover and buy a Jeep. And wear Birkenstocks.
There's a fight between the two strains for dominance.
Which one is winning?
Who's winning, Charlie?
I don't know, maybe the superhuman one?
You're frightened. You're damn right I'm frightened. Trust you.
I don't even know you.
Trust you, and look what happened. Look, I'm tired of all your bullshit. A straight answer from you. You hear me? What did you say?
Hot as hell. What the fuck? Not the violence, per se, but the casualness with which she dispatched her.
You belong to me. We belong to each other. You'll be back.
They all come back.
When the hunger hurts so much, you've lost all reason, then you have to feed.
Just
And
the
then you need me to
strand bending around her face. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Why the fuck wasn't this movie successful? Those jeans, too. What a great combo. It's just like overnight, the straight left her body. Oh, she is just in your... Willem Dafoe, what the hell? Oh, God, disgusting. You're in somebody else's house. But Catherine Deneuve, man, just a femme icon.
She didn't come home tonight, and I'm worried. I just spoke to a doctor that she had an appointment with this afternoon, and she never showed.
I think it's my receding hairline.
So,
I like the little knives as kind of workaround for having the traditional fangs, but I don't know. I don't know if I would have loved the corny fangs, but the knives seem like almost conspicuously a substitution. They seem a little bit conscientious. Or self-conscious, I guess. I can, like, almost feel in, like, Tony Scott's bones that he's like, this is my Ripley. This is my strong female protagonist that I'm going to captivate audiences with. I think he's halfway there. I think this is a really fun character. For whatever reason, I don't think it has the same kind of commercial appeal that Ripley did. I don't know, audiences just love themselves a tall woman. That was too much. That was too much. We don't go for that. I'm embarrassed now.
It's not
I
nearly as
liked
difficult as you imagine, is it? You're part of me now. I cannot let you go.
There's just something so architectural about Catherine Deneuve. She just works in so many decades. You just had to do it. You just had to kill your gaze. Miriam just going through 2 bad breakups in a row. In an odd way, this has turned into a narrative for me of like, it's a movie about a beautiful person who doesn't understand why they can't keep a relationship. Just this like fundamental character defect. Whoever knows the reason why, but it's just about this like beautiful, powerful, strong, independent woman who for whatever reason can't seem to hold a partner down. I think at the very last, the problem is something in you. It's a movie about loneliness, even for the beautiful and the powerful. Even those people that you feel jealous of, who always seem to flit from guy to guy or girl to girl. Perhaps within them there is that too, an unending sense of loneliness. She's gonna wake up tomorrow with a vicious hangover. Ba-dum-bum. Bum 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 bum. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. I mean, you're putting yourself up against a heavy hitter trying to make musical comparisons to Barry Lyndon, but You do you, Queen. I think it's a beautiful film. I understand why I have some conjectures as to why like audience in the 80s might not have gelled entirely with it. It is artsy fartsy for its own sake. The plot is meandering and middling at best. And actually, I think the thing that is like, for me, not a huge concern, but I can understand why audiences would feel a bit unmoored by it. The movie has like at least two protagonists to it. Like, the first half of the movie leads you to believe that this is going to be a David Bowie movie with Susan Sarandon and Catherine Deneuve as foils. It's all told from his perspective, and we spend a lot of time in him and invested in his perspective and his plight, only to drop him off in the middle and switch over to Sarah, to Susan Sarandon's character. And we kind of see the plot or the story carry on from her point of view. And actually, by the end, I think the two characters become prisms by which you reflect and kind of understand a third relationship. The relationship, this is just from me strictly, but the relationship that Catherine Deneuve's character, that Miriam had with her own immortality and with her own kind of polyamory. You know, her own relationship to loving multiple people, but not feeling ultimately like she's giving them enough love, not giving them a singular or fulfilling love, because they all ultimately die and decompose. Also feeling like her love is actually toxic or symbiotic or predatory in a way. She creates a need, an addiction for these characters that, while they live like a beautiful, charmed life with her, it is at a cost of having this addiction and feeding this need and forever being enslaved to her in order to live out this life. So I think that's like really interesting in an art house sphere, but it might be too conceptually vague and unsatisfying for a general audience. Definitely playing around too much with the classical music. Yeah, I think this movie would be right at home in the 2020s, honestly. If anything, if you like 2018 Suspiria, I think this is a movie you'd enjoy tremendously. If you liked the remake of Suspiria and you want something in the same vein, a kind of tone poem that is taking a genre and treating it in a kind of detached, almost like minimalist, muscular way, you should definitely check out The Hunger. Yeah, I think it could have used fangs. I don't know. That's just me. If you enjoyed this, click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more old, obscure, and art house films. In the meanwhile, nighty-night, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Take care. Oh, if you liked Hannibal, you should watch this too, definitely. If you like Hannibal, you should definitely watch The Hunger.